Okay, hey guys, what's going on? We're going to be looking at the cover for my upcoming Vengeance Children of Faust 10th anniversary re release. I spent the better part of 10 hours designing the cover, including drawing everything from scratch and making the background and doing all this other stuff. And I did every single thing for the cover, which I don't usually like doing because I want it to look as professional as possible. But given my quote unquote abilities and limitations of such, I think I did all right. So, I'll throw on the backgrounds after, but we're going to go layer by layer. I'm just going to throw down a gray layer right here just as a background, and we're going to start going from bottom to top with a P. So we have a sheet of glass right here for the mirror, and then these layers might not be perfectly in order piece by piece, but it is layered appropriately to have the proper depth and where everything belongs. So some things might appear in a different order, an unexpected order. We have some hashing lines for the mirror. I wanted it to not look super neat, like as neat as I could and professional with cleaner lines, but I did want a lot of elements to be a little bit chaotic and scratchy, given the nature of the book that it's not super clean. We have some rust on the mirror, rust and damage. We have a crack. I have another crack layer, but actually I'm not using that one. I meant to delete that. We have the anima in the background. It'll make sense, don't worry. Then we have some more rust on top of that. We go through, that's another layer of the crack for some more depth. And now we start adding, that's the base skin layer. We have some shading. I am going to zoom in here a little bit so you guys can see the subject of the image for now. We're going I wanted to do a bunch of layers for the skin so I could adjust everything individually and accordingly. Chin wound, we got blood around the lips, got more blood, and more blood. And stitch lines, we have the sclera, we have some blue shading, more blue highlights, and then we have the purple shading, purple highlights, the base hair layer, some shading and lines, some highlights, more highlights on top of that. We have a little bit of glow right there coming from the eye layer, just a little bit. We have the actual outline right there. We have eye highlight on the blue. We have a little bit more shading right there, which that could have been combined with a different layer, but I just, as I'm going. This right here, I don't know what layer that is, but I think that's doing something subtle somewhere. We have a little bit more of hashing and more shading lines right there. You can see like around the eyebrow, around the neck, and whatever have you, a little like bruise on the neck. You have some defining the lip lines, the stitching lines a little bit more. And now, I'm not very good at drawing tears, but we have some layers for tears right there. A little bit more, finish that off. Then we have the anima outline, which is a clean, bold outline. Intentional. We have the inner frame of the mirror, the outer frame of the mirror, and that is almost it. Then we have the string going around for the anima. We have the needle. Needle is color, splitting the face down the middle, and then the needle outline. And that is the main image. This took 8 hours to draw because I'm bad. And we're actually going to hide all the layers again. And then we're going to look at the original outline. This was just the very quick concept that I doodled up. Obviously, it's not good. It was just meant to be like, all right, this is what I'm working at. This is what I'm aiming for. Just a quick, the needle's not even straight. I just did a quick line. And I did it in a bold pen. So it was like, whatever line's there is a line that's there. It just needed to be a guideline. So that's that. And then this is the image put together and compared. And then we will look at the background individually. And the background, I think, was probably the hardest thing I had to do. Not because it was the most work, but trying to make everything fit in the general guidelines. And this guideline's inaccurate now because I had to readjust the guidelines. That was a whole thing when I was actually applying it to the publishing side of things. But I was trying to figure out the backgrounds. So we have these shadow tendrils kind of creeping around on the page, coming in from the sides like a vignette, and then like what's supposed to be sin tendrils kind of creeping in. Supposed to be messy, supposed to be fragmented like this. And then we also have this back layer, and I was debating on just having it be like this, but I decided that having these tendrils be a little bit more subtle in the background would end up looking pretty cool, and I think they're necessary. Um, and then we're going to go up here. We're going to activate that. Activate, he says. And we have the spine text. We have the author side, the text up here. We have a QR code for the website. We have a bunch of stuff. All this stuff is going to get turned on real quick. All of the details. So obviously we have the title, the cover, and everything like that, the spine. Then we have the synopsis on the back. We have other books here: Transgression, Devils of the Damned, Cataclysm, and The Garden. And then saying continue the series here with more to come. And then we have the QR code that goes to the website. And then it's stay up to date on upcoming releases, vengeancebooks.com. And that's the cover. This is 10 hours of work, at least 10 hours of work. And boy, am I glad to be done with it. But I'm sitting here thinking to myself, actually, I think I looked at it, and I believe the actual image here, is like maybe 7 pixels too far to the left. But it's not honestly noticeable. It's not a big deal. Like literally, if I go back to where it was and I hit 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, you don't even really notice much of a difference. Sure, it off centers the text a tiny bit, but this stuff is centered together. But whatever. It's like, oh, fuck. I have enough of a headache to deal with this already. And stretching, because I've been doing this for days. This took me about a week, I think, to put together. And I have it all right now currently waiting to be released. I believe the release date is Friday, the 14th. Yeah, the 14th is the release date. That was actually the earliest date I could have made it. And I have a proof copy hopefully being sent to me before the release date so I can actually look at it and make sure it's good. But because of that, I might push the release date a few extra days just so I can get that proof copy. Sorry about the bubbles. I haven't really spoken much today, so all the air is coming out of me. But yeah, as long as I get my proof copy, and this is being released in hardcover, by the way. The first hardcover release I've done in years, and it's should be projected to be about $30 because, one, because of the content of the book. It is being released with 50 plus pages of bonus content. A lot of really cool stuff in there. It has, and then to kind of, pay myself a little bit more for all the work I did here, the drawing, all the stuff, like how all the extra work that went into this, which is work that you should be doing, but I don't think $30 is unreasonable for a hardcover that's like 550 pages. It's also resized to 6x9 instead of 5.5 by 8.5, which I prefer 5.5 by 8.5 because it's just like, it's a little bit more compact, it's a little bit more comfortable. But for it being a hardcover and as big as it is, I do think it would overall fit and look better as a hardcover of that size. It's only a little bit bigger, but it also gives you more room on all the pages. But yeah, anyway, I have to go double check, make sure all the margins are set properly. I have to go through the Amazon's preview to make sure that that's good, which it should be. But anyways, yeah, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you think.